Okay, here's my UFC 113 predictions. Takes place 1 week from Saturday, May 8th, in Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Main event, Lyoto the Dragon Machida versus Mauricio Shogun for the rematch from UFC 104 for the light heavyweight title. I'm just going to say who wins in my preliminary bouts like I always do, and then discuss the main bouts. If I have to discuss the preliminary bouts, I have to do 2 videos, and let's be honest, I don't get enough views. I'm not that well known there on YouTube, so if someone does want me to discuss who I picked and why I picked my preliminary bouts, then I will do it. I doubt it, but I will do it. But right now, I'm just going to discuss the main bouts and keep this down to 1 video. So one thing I'm going to say about the preliminary bouts is, though, it looks like MacDonald will be fighting John Salter. John Salter had 2 previous opponents. Nick Cantone was the first one. He had to pull out due to back injury. And then there was rumored David Loiseau was going to come back and fight John Salter. But I guess David Loiseau couldn't get his license in Quebec or in Montreal, and due to he was linked to, I guess, organized crime. Since then, he's got his license, and I guess that thing's dropped. But he didn't get his license in enough time to fight at 113. So hopefully we get to see David Loiseau in the UFC. I like to see that, but we'll see. And also, look, Tim Hague will be replacing Chad Corvin to fight Joy Beltran. So there you go. So let's get this going. Preliminary bouts. First one, I got Tim Hague versus Joy Beltran. I got Beltran. Yoshida versus Mike Guymon. I got Yoshida. Jason MacDonald versus John Salter. I got MacDonald. TJ Grant versus Johnny Hendricks. I got Hendricks. Jonathan Goulet versus Marcus Davis. I got Davis. And Joe Doerksen versus Tom Filthy Lawlor. I got Lawlor. Now to the main bouts. First one I have Belcher versus Patrick Cote. This is Cote's comeback fight since his injury at UFC 90 when he fought Anderson Silva for the title. Quite a long layoff and quite a tough fight to come back to fight Belcher. I think Belcher's improved every time he stepped into the cage, every single time. He's improved everywhere. Overall, I think he's more well-rounded than Cote. I think not only he has good stand-up, but he has very good grappling. I think his jiu-jitsu is very good. I'm not going to say great, but he has enough skills to submit Cote. I just don't see that happening. Their stand-up, I'm going to have to say even, just because the only thing I can see that his knee is going to interrupt, that's going to disrupt Cote, is that his cardio and his movement. So that might disrupt him. But Cote still has power in his hands, and Belcher has lost by strikes when he fought Jason Day. I think it was at UFC 83. So it can happen. Cote does have power, but I just think Belcher he's going to use movement. He's going to use his striking. And I think he's just going to be too much. So Belcher, unanimous decision over Patrick Cote. Next one, Kimbo Slice versus Matt Mitrione. I think Kimbo Slice has improved. He showed definite improvement when he fought Houston Alexander. I think he's going to be too much for Mitrione. I think when he fought Marcus Jones, we kind of knew Marcus Jones wasn't quite there. I mean, he was old. He was slow. His striking was horrible. So that really, Kimbo Slice's striking is much better than Marcus Jones. I think he's going to show much improvement. He might even get it to the ground and pound Mitrione. But I'm going to go with Kimbo Slice, second round TKO over Matt Mitrione. Jeremy Stephens versus Sam Stout is the next one. I think this is going to be fight of the night. Both of these fighters can go into a war, and both of them have great chins. Like I discussed in my WEC 48 review, the 3 things I like about fighters is heart, the good chin, and that never say quit attitude. And Jeremy Stephens and Sam Stout has all 3 of these. If it does go to the ground, I do see Stephens probably taking it there. We really haven't seen much of Sam Stout's ground game. He's more of a stand-up fighter, but he's more technical, and I think he's faster than Stephens. I'd have to give the power advantage to Stephens, but I just think Sam Stout, he showed his sprawl, I think, when he fought Joe Loiseau. So, Loiseau, and I think that's going to happen here too. So I'm going to go with Sam Stout. I think in a sprawl, keep it standing. He's more technical. He's faster. Sam Stout, unanimous decision over Jeremy Stephens. But Jeremy Stephens does have power, so watch out. Next one, Josh Koscheck versus Paul Daley. Let's be honest, Paul Daley's one-dimensional. He has power. He makes exciting knockouts, but he's one-dimensional. And now he's fighting Josh Koscheck. Josh Koscheck is much better than Dustin Hazlett. I mean, it could happen, you know, when Josh Koscheck got knocked out by Paulo Thiago, his chin kind of came into question, but he took some good shots against Anthony Johnson, and he took them pretty well. I'm not going to say that if Paul Daley connects onto him cleanly, that Koscheck's just going to walk right through it and win this fight. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm not quite sold on Paul Daley knocking out Koscheck. And I see that's the only way Paul Daley wins is by knockout. I think Josh Koscheck is the more well-rounded fighter. I think his stand-up is improved every time. His wrestling is always good. And he has underrated jiu-jitsu. So I think his jiu-jitsu comes out in this fight. If anything is Paul Daley's kryptonite, it's submission, jiu-jitsu. So Josh Koscheck, second round submission, I think it's just going to be too much for Daley. He does have a chance to knock out Koscheck. I just don't see it happening. So Josh Koscheck, second round submission over Paul Daley. Lyoto Machida versus Mauricio Shogun Hua for the main event for the UFC light heavyweight title. Rematch from UFC 104, like I said previously. This one's very hard to pick. When I first saw this happening, I picked Lyoto, and it stayed throughout the whole time until I just watched the countdown show. And I switched my pick to Shogun. When I watched the countdown show before UFC 104, this Shogun kind of looked kind of flabby down in the stomach area. Didn't look quite too in shape. Well, I was wrong, and he was pretty good shape. I think he won the first fight. I think he was more aggressive. I think he connected more to Lyoto. I guess the judges just saw it differently. When I saw the countdown show now, Shogun looks in shape. He looks motivated. He wants that title, and we might see the Shogun of old, which when he was in Pride. We're not going to see the leg kicks and the soccer kicks, and we're not going to see the soccer kicks. I almost said leg kicks. I did. I didn't mean that. I meant we're not going to see the head stomps, the soccer kicks, stuff like that. But we are going to see the aggressive Shogun who keeps pushing the pace. And I think, even though Lyoto did say in the countdown show that he's got something for Shogun's leg kicks, I just don't think so. I think Shogun's going to be more aggressive. I think he's going to be motivated. Is he going to stop Lyoto? The safe pick is to say Shogun by decision. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go Shogun, third round, TKO. I think I'm going to say Shogun stops this fight. So, no, I'm second guessing that. So, no, I'm not going to. Shogun, third round, TKO over Lyoto Machida. I think he's going to be aggressive. I think he's going to push the pace. I know Lyoto is the counter striker, and that's where he does that. But I think Shogun has solved the Lyoto puzzle, and Shogun knows that now, and Shogun knows it. That's a dangerous Shogun. So, Shogun, third round TKO. I was about to say unanimous decision, but I'm going to go third round TKO over Lyoto Machida. But this fight could definitely go to a decision, and this could definitely go to Lyoto. But I'm picking Shogun because he looks more aggressive, he looks ready, he looks motivated, and that's a dangerous Shogun. So, there you go. There's my predictions. Like I said, if you want to discuss my preliminary bouts, I'll make another video. But until then, I'm going to stick to one video. So there you go. Don't forget to subscribe. Adios. I'm out of here.